one light. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out and go.
And Irvine takes the lead. No, Hackenden's got a problem.
Hackenden's got a problem. Amazing.
Never underestimate Eddie Irvine, because when you least expect it, he's going to pounce on you.
We want a glamour boy, a young single boy that knows what living life is about. It's the best thing that's happened to the sport in 10 years.
The thing about Irvine is you either think the guy's this disgusting piece of work and you're not interested at all, or you really think that he's very good for business. You either love him or you hate him.
I don't think he appeals to the old guard, does he?
No.
I'd say you're at your peak at 33.
My dad, for example, thinks he ought to tidy himself up a bit.
Well, to be fair, when you've got that much money, you can wear what you want, can't you?
It seems to me that there are two different Eddie Irvines. The one in the motor car who is gigantically professional, and there's a chap outside the car who's entirely different. He can charm the birds off the trees, and frequently does so, I may say. Or he can be a very abrasive bloke.
He is outspoken, he is a loudmouth, and there are times I hate him, like you cannot believe. But it's not a lasting effort. Eddie Irvine is a very, very nice person to be with. He's fun. He would make an unbelievable world champion.
Oh, it's boring. I hate talking about this because it's so boring.
So do you prefer living on boats or in houses?
Living on boats.
Why is that?
Because when you wake up in the morning light... No, I can go straight upstairs and just go dive in the water.
Eddie's floating palace on the Italian Riviera. In the middle of the Grand Prix season, if he's not on the track, this is where you'll probably find him.
I've had many a day on this boat that was just mega. Just think, can't get better than this, can't get better than this.
I'm on my boat a hell of a lot more than anyone I know, and I have more fun on my boat than anyone I know. You know, I've got a proper bathroom, I've got a sauna in my bedroom. It'd be nice to have one with just an extra bedroom, I guess. You know, there's only 5 bedrooms in this. It'd be nice to have 6. And then there's lots of room for everyone else as well.
We used to share a house together in Oxford about 9 years ago, before he became like a Formula 1 driver and he was doing 3,000. And we're quite different people, but we sort of just get on because we are quite different, you know? It's a nice sort of friendship. We don't see each other very often, but when we do, it's cool. You never know what he's going to do next.
Basically, I can live whatever life I want to live. I've got financial independence. I can live where I want to live. I can do what I want to do pretty much of the time. So this is the way I want it to be, and I have to say it's great. If I can win the World Championship this year, I don't see how my life could be improved.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Melbourne, the start of a new season. Eddie's 4th with Ferrari. He had never won a race, and both Ferraris were clearly off the pace of the dominant McLarens. Eddie started 4th on the grid.
Action in Australia, and Mika Häkkinen gets away well. So does Coulthard, and look at Frentzen coming up alongside now. Where is Michael?
Michael Schumacher was running last. relegated to the back of the field by a faulty steering wheel.
Get away even from the back of the grid.
Eddie Irvine should be benefiting at the moment.
With the Ferrari number 1 out of contention, Eddie could go for victory. It was the chance he had been waiting for.
Well, this is the exit. Look, I think he lost his rear wheel.
14 laps into the race, Jacques Villeneuve hit the wall and the battle at the front was interrupted as the pace car took to the track.
Now, this is the critical point. The safety car is coming out.
Eddie waited for the precise moment when the race would be restarted.
As they head into the pit straight,
Eddie Irvine
Hakkinen slow away. Hakkinen very slow away. And what's happening? They're waiting for a green flag, I think. They're hovering. And Irvine takes the lead. No, Hakkinen's got a problem.
Hakkinen's got a problem. Look, so amazing. He must have overheated.
Eddie controlled the race thereafter to take his first ever victory.
But Eddie Irvine in the Ferrari just wins the Australian.
It was a popular win throughout the paddock, but it was not a result which anybody really expected to be repeated.
That's Sonia, Eddie's sister, hugging him, and rightly so. It's champagne time in Australia.
1 down, 15 to go.
Once he crossed the lane, Kathy and I just sort of went crazy, and then the phones went crazy after that. So that's a very important one. That partied all day and into the next morning. So I did, and that was really good. An excuse for a party.
When I was young, what I wanted was either a motorbike or a go-kart, something like that. And really, my ambition work-wise was to become a Formula 1 mechanic. I was never a dreamer. I was always trying to get ahead.
He had to work 7 days a week for me in the garage down there, and he never got any pocket money or anything, and the money went towards his racing. And then whenever he went to England, a lot of the other drivers would be staying in hotels, and he slept in the back of a truck, and mechanic did the car and done it all himself. So, you know, that was good training, I think. Maybe I'm thinking wrong, but I feel a lot of them get it maybe just a bit too easy.
Eddie flies his private helicopter to Northern Ireland to visit his mum and dad. On board is his girlfriend, Anouk.
It says Ulster race ace Eddie Irvine broke thousands of female hearts this weekend when he showed off his latest girlfriend in Dublin. Steady Eddie stepped out with blonde beauty Anouk Vervel. Irvine has been linked with a string of beauties in the past, including supermodels Helena Christensen and Karen Mulder. But he has always maintained he prefers the bachelor life, claiming that long-term romances are not for him. I'll have to see if this is the special one or not. What do you say, Sonia?
Time will tell, Daddy.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
The first thing I said to Eddie when I met him is like, I'm really sorry. I mean, I didn't know your name before. The only person that I know in Formula 1 is Schumacher. And that was not really the best thing I could say the first day I met him. But he always has a sparkle in his eyes. Always. No matter what mood he is, he always has a sparkle in his eyes. And I think that's really, really attractive.
Yeah? Yeah, give us a shout. Yeah, I'm there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'm leaving on Thursday.
They must think like, oh my God, there's model number 43 showing up and she's blonde this time. They must think like, oh, this is another chick that is hanging around with him just because she really likes the whole world that he's living in. But I wouldn't be here in Northern Ireland spending a weekend with his family and trying to see him as much as possible if I was not in love with him.
He ever asked your advice about a girlfriend?
No, I don't think he ever has. But then I think he knows what he wants himself, so he doesn't have to ask his mother what he would like, you know. Yeah. And I'm probably better not knowing anyway.
She's a very nice girl.
Oh, yeah.
Very down to earth. Not like some of the models you meet who are preening themselves all the time. No, she seems very down to earth, very relaxed girl. But it's very, very seldom you'll bring girls home. this might be the one. You never know.
Do you think a guy like yourself who's a lot of success with women can become addicted to their attention? The buzz that you get meeting a new girl?
Oh yeah, man, it's nothing like seeing a new girl. Like even when I'm with a nook who's an amazing little girl, you just see another girl and you think, wow. Okay, I must admit now at the minute I'm not actually that fussed and chasing after them, but 6 months ago, everything I seen, everything I surveyed, I had to conquer. You know, and it's a bit of an endless. It's just chasing your tail, to be honest. You know, no matter if you're with the most beautiful girl in the world, the one across the other table looks better. Until you get there, and then the one across the other table looks better.
Ah, Jesus, that's sore.
Eddie's sister Sonia, his physio and personal manager. She's also got the job of raking through all of Eddie's fan mail.
And some of them will send photographs in the fan mail in various poses and with varying amounts of clothes on.
Eddie gets over 10,000 letters a year, almost all from women.
So there's that one. I love Ferrari, Eddie Irvine. I hate McLarens. Right to me. What's he think about women? He's very upfront with them. And yeah, that one's in Italian, so that will take me longer to actually go through. You know, we'll go up. I think one of his chat-up lines that I heard him say was, right, we're leaving. So he hadn't even, been talking to this girl or said anything to the girl. He just walked straight up to her nightclub and goes, right, we're leaving. Get your coat, we're leaving. And she did, and I just thought, well, I wouldn't do it.
When Eddie's not on the boat or at his flat in Milan, he's here at his home in Southern Ireland. It's one of the very few places nowadays where he can get a bit of real privacy. The Dalkey Peninsula is one of the most exclusive places in the country, with houses up to £6 million each. It's where Eddie keeps all his most prized possessions and his favourite bed.
It's an old bed, I gotta take it easy on it. My mum gave me this. And I tell you what, I just sleep so well in it. It's incredible. I actually made the mistake of telling Anouk. She said, wow, this bed's so comfortable. And I said, yeah, all the girls say that. Which probably wasn't the right response, but I got a slap for that one. But it's true, they all do. Oh, here's my breakfast. It's a bit late, but better late than never. And my tea, 2 sugars, please, thank you. Where's my baked beans?
I forgot them.
Can you get them, please? I'm just reading about my mega new house. Well, it's just Eddie Irvine's space age pad. I don't know what a space age pad is unless it's in space.
But to build the new pad, Eddie's got to knock the old one down.
I really am tormented. But it's just impossible to live in, it's just too damn small.
You're too up on me. You and me, 2 girls.
I come down here and maybe my friends, as soon as they hear I'm coming down, 10 of them will all blast down. And the garage is full, the house is full, it's just impossible. Basically the whole lot goes, the patio, the circular thing, everything gone. There's going to be a boys' room, for just with a bar and cinema and snooker table and just, all sort of and the tabletop football, a lad's room. And then the rest of the house is going to be quite normal. It goes out from the front, it goes right out to that treetop there. So my bedroom is right up there amongst that treetop and it just looks out straight over the sea. It's going to be pretty amazing, I have to say.
I think sometimes he maybe doesn't realise what it's like in the real world to live. just how hard it is for most people. You know, the phone bills, the gas bills, just to actually live. I think maybe sometimes Edmund's very rushed in his own world, that he doesn't stop to think about things like that.
Van Morrison owns that house. And the Edge lives over the back of them trees. You know, the guy from U2. Krista Berg lives over the back of them houses. And Lisa Stansfield lives up there. Alright, well, this is the GTO, 288 GTO. It's like it was sort of made for like a racing series that never really happened. And they only made 272. 270, and then Nicky Lauda, he wanted one, so he got the very last one, 272. These things, it's like a red rag to a bull. Every time I get in it, I get stopped. It's even if I'm not going fast, I get stopped. It really did. When I was using it all the time, it really got to be a pain in the arse, because every time, like, I got stopped 5 times in 24 hours in it. You know, which is just madness.
A police convoy into the centre of Dublin for a round of publicity events. Eddie's name in Ireland is getting hotter by the day. There are more and more people who want to meet him. And everyone wants him at his best.
Underneath it, Edmund is shy. He comes across as being very confident, but underneath he's actually quite shy.
Just pull that one.
Sometimes you'll go to a PR event and they'll want him there for 3 hours. Well, I mean, can you imagine being on show for 3 hours?
Okay, thanks, head off. Now we just need shaking up the hands. Wait a second. Shaking up the hands. One quickly. That's it. Okay, cool. Off you go.
It's okay for us in the background, standing back, and but he's the one out there doing the work.
Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, guys, that's it. 1, 2, and 3. Well done. Enjoy the day. Get a move there now.
It's amazing how strange people behave around famous people.
1, 2, 3, and that's it. Thanks, guys.
Like, people think famous people are arrogant and obnoxious and all that, and it's funny, some people turn into prats as soon as a famous person comes close to them. I don't want people going, Eddie, Eddie. People sticking a piece of paper in front of me to sign.
It makes it even harder for you to be with somebody that gets already a lot of attention, and it's difficult for you to get his attention, you know, just on your own, instead of being one of the 100 that is crazy about him.
Eddie, can I have your autograph? Pen? What, mister? You get your pen now, right? Eddie! Eddie! This way, Tilly! Oh, you're the best driver in the world! Tilly, 99!
But some of these drivers go through rigorous training programs and have nutritionists and everything. Do you not believe in that?
Well, Michael's supposed to be, you know, the real fitness freak and all that sort of kind, but I've seen what he eats, and it ain't good, you know. So I think that says it all. He's the best driver around at the minute, and he eats some junk.
What sort of things does Michael eat?
He eats cakes, ice creams, you name it, he'll eat it. Well, it doesn't seem to affect him too much. It doesn't slow him down.
Over the next 5 months, Eddie picked up 16 points in 6 Grand Prix, with 2 podium finishes, a second in Monaco and a third in Canada. By early July, Eddie is 6 points behind Schumacher, who has won 2 of the last 6 races, and 14 behind Häkkinen. But nobody could have foreseen how his fortunes would change when the teams arrived for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone.
And it is go at Silverstone now! Nice one, Häkkinen. Schumacher, he's got David Coulthard right alongside him, and somebody left. 2 cars stalled, 2 McLarens at the front. Tremendous getaway from both Häkkinen and Coulthard.
But 2 cars had stalled at the start. The race was stopped, but the two Ferraris kept racing. Suddenly one spun off.
You see one going off, you have no clue who it is, and you cannot really tell the difference. And it's like 5 seconds before it shows on the screen that it was Michael instead of Eddie.
Whilst the injured German was airlifted to hospital, the race was restarted, and again Eddie got away well.
Enjoy this lap, Eddie. Eddie Irvine leading the British Grand Prix. Nice to see.
Raikkonen pitted for fresh tyres, but something was wrong, and 1 lap later he was back in the pits again.
They've taken the wheel off. They're in real trouble with this hub here. And stand by David Coulthard.
Eddie gave chase to the finish, but didn't have the pace to catch and overtake his Scottish rival. He had to settle for second position.
And he beats Eddie Irvine by 1.8 seconds.
All of a sudden, the ball's in my court and now I can go for the championship. It's the greatest chance of my life.
Did you visit Michael at all when he had his accident?
No, I wouldn't visit him. You know, I don't like hospitals, you know.
Now it's Eddie's turn to carry the flag for Ferrari. As their new #1 driver, the onus is on him to spearhead the development of the car, which is still considerably slower than both the McLarens.
Such a complicated car, I'm surprised it ever runs. Like everything's electronic, everything's hydraulic, and something like that, you just assume it's going to always have problems, and we do get problems from time to time, but a lot less than you would think.
Do you want to go out to do some lap? Might as well go now and see what it's like, and if it's whatever, I'll try and do a bit of a run. Very loose on the rear. Drivability is awful. Just can't control the rear end at all because the traction's so marginal. I just cannot control the throttle. Just constantly losing the rear.
You're not driving around there thinking, you know, it's quite a calm, you know, it's quite a calm experience. I'd say for sure you get more pleasure out of overtaking some guys than other guys, you know, because you know it'll hurt them more.
Eddie's absolutely the outsider, but that's the perfect scenario for Eddie. If he was actually the favourite, I'd be more concerned of where he is than where he currently is, which is battling from behind. He is a resilient, tough competitor, and when the chips are down, he always performs.
I let the clutch out and it just went away from me. And I sat there not moving anywhere.
I think the thing that makes him outstanding in the current breed of drivers is he's probably the most intelligent. Probably not the most naturally gifted, but he's thought it all out and he's got where he is just by being intelligent.
You go in here, right, and then you accelerate to here, and then lift off, turn and accelerate on the exit. Try that and see, because you're doing what I always used to do, which is that, and actually you do.
I think it'd be breath of fresh air if he could win the championship. I mean, that'd be great news. Mika Häkkinen, I mean, a nice guy, but doesn't say a lot. At least we'll have a world champion who is talkative and a bit of a character.
No, Louisiana.
I think possibly he doesn't communicate enough with his engineers. He seems to blame the car more for failings, where possibly it's down to his own inability as a driver to get the setup right. I mean, you can always see the difference between Michael Schumacher's performance and Eddie Irvine's performance on the track.
I don't like him very much. I'm sure he's a really nice boy, and his parents are really nice, but I don't like him very much. He's not got the class and sophistication of Schumi or Villeneuve.
But it's quite admirable in a world where everybody...
I think we should get this over with. He wants to give me...
I just wish him the best, and I'm happy actually for everyone who can win, but Eddie Irvine would be my favorite. I would like to see him on the first place.
And I think that he's basically having a laugh at everyone.
See, I don't go in for all this psychology
You know, I just get on and do it.
All clear. Watch the lights, top left corner of your screen.
The Austrian Grand Prix, over halfway through the season.
It is go!
It's Eddie's chance to prove himself.
Eddie Irvine's got away well, but he's still behind Coulthard, and Coulthard is still in that second position.
Luck is with him. The McLarens get caught up in their own battle with disastrous consequences.
Oh, Coulthard and Hakkinen touch.
Great start by Ruben Barrow, and off goes the McLaren. Off goes the McLaren in Mika Hakkinen. And here comes the Ferrari into the pit lane.
Well, it's going to be incredibly close, Murray. 22, 25 seconds. It's very, very marginal how much you need here for a pit stop. It's David Coulthard and it's Hightower Frentzen.
Coulthard just coming out of the last corner, Murray, there. Coulthard coming under that bridge. Irvine's got to get out of that tight pit lane. Irvine will lead this race.
Eddie holds back Coulthard to take his second victory of the season. Now with 42 points, he's only 2 points behind championship leader Mika Hakkinen.
And Eddie Irvine wins brilliantly the Austrian Grand Prix. Well done, Eddie Irvine. Ferrari continue to lead the Constructors' Championship.
Downtown Milan, Eddie's apartment. Eddie's business manager Enrico Zanarini and Eddie's sister Sonia are finalising the latest business deals.
This is how the money was paid.
Right.
Okay.
Together, they're building a multi-million-pound business on the back of Eddie's racing success.
Check the amount of money. You're able to check the amount of money we have received.
For sponsorships, endorsements and public appearances, Eddie is now commanding a handsome price.
40. I was thinking of organising in a different way.
So the one we do here is half an hour, or we don't do it because they're going to need that money to pay us for using my image in a magazine.
They don't want you 4 hours at the fair.
They're not going to get me for 4 hours, they're going to get me for half an hour. Half an hour is enough. I go there to take photographs, they get as much out of half an hour as they get.
I know.
They get 95% out of half an hour. They get 5% more for me staying another 3.5 hours. So that's right. Half an hour, or we don't go, and they still owe us $50,000, I believe, for using me in.
Do you actually like Enrico? Is he just a good businessman?
No, I like him. He's a nicer guy you won't meet. He's such a nice person. He's too nice, you know, and that's where I have to stand in sometimes.
I'm just much more diplomatic than he is, and if alone I think he would have closed 20% of the deals we've closed because he's too impulsive, so he can tell people to get lost.
I don't want to work with him anyway. I don't like him. I don't like that. I don't like the guy. I don't like the people there. I don't like anything about it. Where do you want me?
I thought it kind of about here. I just want this shadow kind of clipping you. So no, it's about here, isn't it?
Yeah, I won't be able to open my eye in that sun.
If I'm kind of lower, come forward more so you're out of the sun more. Keep coming. What about there? Oh no, back a little bit.
See, I can't open my eyes in the sun.
What if...
The last few years, I've been doubling what I was worth every year, and now I'm not. Even though I'm getting paid a hell of a lot more than I got before, I'm not doubling what I was worth. And you know, so if someone gave me $10 million more now, $20 million more, it wouldn't make any difference to my lifestyle. You know, if someone gave me $100 million, now that would be different. I'd start to say, wow, I'm getting ahead now.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
You try to get involved with the sponsors that have been involved with Formula One. They do understand the sport. They do understand the importance of being associated with a Formula One driver or a sportsman in general. When they understand the language, at the end of the day, the deal is based on price, and so you agree on the price and the deal is done. There are jobs that you would even do for free if there are nice, good-looking girls around. And sometimes it's a lot easier to get him onto an event if I can promise, and of course deliver, that there are nice-looking girls around.
Who is he? Eddie Irvine.
Yes.
Sono Luca, tuo compagno di college.
Ok, incredibile!
Incredibile sei tu!
We rounded a very big advertising contract and I was on holidays actually. I was able to do that on my phone and on my fax machine whilst I was having my week off.
Era il tuo compagno di banco?
Sì, ma non di banca.
My driving is my work. Business is fun. Because if I make money, great. If I don't, it doesn't matter because there's another few million coming in from the next race.
I'm hopeless at making money, but he seems to have the ability to make money. He's just got a really switched on business head. Like, we'd come home from the pub. That's another thing. We'd come home from the pub, like Christmas and New Year, absolutely slaughtered. Just stagger around the house and he'd be there with a remote control, going, look at the shares, going, fuck, I've got to sell those. So he'd be on the ball all the time.
He does like his money, I have to say. He's very fond of his money, but good luck to him because, he's got to make it when he can. And I think, right, well, that's fine. A lot of people will be criticising for that, but I don't think
I don't think he's tight, but he's not. He wouldn't
careful.
buy. Careful, I think is probably the right
cautious.
word. Yes, cautious.
Hotels, I normally lift the bar of soap out of the hotel room and bring it back here and use it here. Always took the toothpaste out of the little travel bag if I fly. Long distance.
He loves to get things worth so much for less.
Refuse to buy a map because once I find my way there, I won't need it.
Well, he's never been one to open his wallet, that's for sure. I can vouch for that because he still owes me money from last time he went out, and that's when he was doing Formula 1.
Has he ever bought you a drink?
Yes, he has actually.
Has he?
Yes.
Oh, he owes me
but
one.
I just bought him two, I think.
For business, the championship is incredibly important. It would add value to anything we are doing in a big way. The merchandising program next year is a contract with the sponsors. Anything we produce with our company would go up in price and value if he becomes world champion. Just imagine, to print a T-shirt with number 1 on it. It would sell immediately.
On the grid for the 1999 German Grand Prix. 1 light, 2, 3.
And Eddie's fortune continues to grow at the Hockenheim circuit in Germany.
Out and go. Mika Häkkinen gets away well. So does Frentzen. Slots into second place. And Salo is sprinting up on the left and taking second position.
Salo soon found himself leading the race for the first time ever.
Salo leads the German Grand Prix, pursued by Irvine and Frentzen.
But it wasn't long before Salo was told over the radio to let Eddie through. Suddenly the tables were turned. Now it was Eddie's turn to reap the benefits of his number 1 status.
Listen to the horns, watch the flags, listen to the cheers. Eddie Irvine wins in Germany for Ferrari.
One month later, when Eddie was still leading the World Championship, Ferrari broke shocking news in the press.
Hi Stan, it's Sonia. I think we need to make the comment that you made about, being prepared, that there would have been better ways to have done it. For us to have handled it at our end. Okay.
Ferrari will not be renewing Eddie's contract next year.
Are you surprised or shocked or
Not really. We've known for a while that they were going to sign Rubens because, we've known for a while.
Are you disappointed that you won't be with Ferrari next year?
I'm disappointed. I don't think Edmund's disappointed because he couldn't really stay number 2 to Michael, and that's the way it would have been.
In his weekly column in The Express, Eddie made it clear it was he who left Ferrari, not the other way round. Unfortunately, Eddie's reaction to the news has been misquoted in the press and has upset Ferrari.
Someone's written something in the newspaper, said it came from me, said it's my words. I never said it. I would never want to say it.
Well, you know, I get dropped enough in it by people that don't work for me, who just make things up. It's not your fault, it's as much Enrico's fault as your fault. Okay, ciao.
It's an accident.
So how do we get out of it?
It's not the end of the world. It's not a big issue.
It's not the end of the world, I just say I
It's
didn't
not
say
a big
it.
issue. It's an accident. We have to now remedy what went wrong, and if you are, and you're entitled to have, to say, I will give advice to no one, then if they ask you the questions, then you can say that. Ciao Cristina.
Do you think Enrico's solved the problem and vindicated himself?
The problem's not solved. It's been massaged and that's what he's good at.
The next day, Eddie announces that next year he will be joining the new Jaguar Ford team. The man who has signed him is Jackie Stewart.
Now that the team is going to be Jaguar Racing, now that there is investment within these future years, we always said there was a business plan to say that we were going to be in years 4 and 5 competitive. Eddie will start in year 4 and continue through 5 and 6. So I think he's in a very good position to be on the podium and to win races with us. I think he's got the ability to do it, and we really look forward to the working relationship that we're going to have.
What he gets now with the new team is a fantastic opportunity. Number one, to show that he's a mature, professional driver and not just a number 2.
Nice restaurant up in it. What you do is you go in there for lunch, see a girl you like, organise, take her out, or just everyone goes out together and then boom.
Eddie is planning a party for after the Italian Grand Prix. Enrico will organise it.
20 men, so we need at least 30 women.
But recruiting all the women will be the job of Eddie's flatmate, Ciro.
Do you know any of these girls?
I know all of them. That's, I know this my friends. I live with them, they always come and see me in the house. I always call them. They're my best friends. All the models are my best friends. All of them. What can I say? See, they say hi to me. Look at them. Hi.
It's a lot easier job than my job.
So where are you from?
In Belgium.
Belgium. What about?
Belgium.
Not so many people, few part in the house, and then after we go out, no problem. So we expect all of you. Oh, you go back to Belgium?
Ciro's absolutely useless at organising anything. He's good fun, but he's useless. He's one of these guys, great fun to have around, but you just can rely on him for nothing.
Other people, they will do everything to be next to him. I don't. And I like to argue with him, but in a funny way, because I like to make him angry, because no one makes him angry. And when it's too much, then I just say yes and whatever.
Just get the thing for it.
First you have to put the speaker thing.
I can do all that.
Okay,
you get the thing, Ciro.
Eddie has asked Ciro to repair the stereo in time for the party.
No, I should know what. No, but there's no point coming back to the house without the thing. Because I don't know exactly which one is good for that.
So what the did you come out for then if you don't know what one you're going to get? We gave him a job because he had nothing to do, and we thought we'll give him a job, see how he comes on. He didn't perform, he was out. End of story. And it's the only way. If Enrico doesn't perform, he'll have to go, and he knows that. And, Sonia's the same.
You wouldn't sack Sonia though, would you?
I have sacked Sonia, but Enrico took her back on.
Yeah, we had words at Montreal where I dealt with something, and I dealt with it how I felt was right for the person that was involved in order to try and give them a little bit of self-respect. But Edmund didn't agree with how I dealt with it, and we had words over that. How I tend to work is I tend to be ahead of what Edmund wants. So I'll go ahead and I'll organise everything so he doesn't have to think about it. Sometimes there's a lot of organising that he doesn't even realise goes on, but I do it and, things get done. So, Monza? on the Saturday night, 7:20, you've got to go and visit the promotional area from Philip Morris, and then 8:20, you're doing the gala dinner, an appearance there, and then Enrico said about the candy appearance after that. So he'd said he'd explained it to you. You happy enough?
I haven't listened to you. What did you say?
It's the morning of the Italian Grand Prix, and Eddie is in a despondent mood. Qualifying has gone badly. Eddie will have to start the race in 8th place, even behind his new teammate, Mika Salo.
So are you actually looking forward to work today?
I must say, it's not one of my favourite places, I would say.
Has it all gone a bit flat, would you say?
I would say it's gone very flat. Very, very, very flat. You know? It's the same, it's been the same for years. There's certain circuits the McLaren kills us. Nothing's new. It does seem strange, but that's, you know, it's not strange after 8 years of watching Adrian Newey destroy everybody, you know?
Do you ever feel let down by the team that they're not really doing their side of it?
But they just can't, they're doing everything they can, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough.
Will you be disappointed if Mika Salo beats you today?
For sure, but I don't really foresee it, you know. But I gotta make a good start. That's what I gotta do.
Would you prefer to be going to the boat today?
Yeah, because I think my chances of keeping the pack and point advantage at 1 point is very slim. So I prefer if this race was cancelled.
It's a 12-mile journey to the circuit at Monza, but there's no limo for Irvine. He prefers to get there under his own steam. Eddie starts from 8th on the grid and struggles to make any headway. Mika Häkkinen meanwhile dominates at the front and looks to be heading for 10 clear championship points. Suddenly, a momentary lapse of concentration and Häkkinen goes spinning out of contention.
Häkkinen, the race leader! He's out of the race! He's out of the race! Mika Häkkinen retires on lap 30 and Heinz Harald Frentzen leads, and this could blow the World Championship wide open. And Mika Häkkinen, after the misery of Belgium, is consumed with rage, and the Tifosi are consumed with delight. The Italian Grand Prix has gone mega. Eddie Irvine is in the points and he's catching David Coulthard slowly, but he's catching him. There he is in the background, ahead of...
Eddie fails to improve on 6th place and limps home to a single point. It had been a lucky escape for Eddie. Now with 3 Grand Prix to go, Eddie and Mika Häkkinen share the lead for the championship with 60 points each. On his way home, Eddie decides to make one last-minute invitation to the party, even if it means a slight detour.
Abbiamo una festa questa sera. Mio casa. Tu conosci dove è mia casa?
Sì, sono venuta a casa tua.
Ah sì. Alle 10?
Alle 10?
Sì.
Dai, chiamo Ciro dopo.
Va bene, ciao.
Dai.
Oggi Dio cane acchine. Piangeva, he was crying. He was crying, you know, it was like this.
He was crying in the forest.
Incredible.
Hai visto che piangeva?
Did you see he was crying?
No.
Vabbè, he was in the forest crying.
Man, because you know what the thing is now? When he's leading the next race, all he's going to be thinking about is the mistake he made, and he's going to drive slower.
Oh, France in 50, eh?
Yeah, but France in the next 3 races, he won't be so strong. Low downforce, they're fast. High downforce.
Che culo.
Now we have a
The
chance.
year of the cat, though.
Now we have a chance.
Oh, but now stop talking, we talk later. Let's organize.
Well, I'm organised. All I have to do is turn up.
All you have to do is just go for it.
I've organised all the girls because you're useless.
You Did you get the tummies? Did you get my large knob? It's a good one.
Fuori dai coglioni, non puoi stare qua tutta
It's hard. Now no one wants to live anymore because my party always too good, you know? They want to stay.
It's brilliant. Very small. He has a reputation for being good, but it's very small.
He can talk shit for hours. I can't. Maybe I used to when I was a lot younger, I don't remember, but when I meet a girl, maybe a girl that I like, I need to find something of common interest so that I can start to share things, and maybe we go out together after 2 hours, but I have to find something to say. And some of the girls he talks to or he picks, I can't say anything to them.
Meanwhile, out on Eddie's boat, the crew are preparing for a special weekend.
I think he works very hard, doesn't he? And then when he comes out on his boat to relax and play, he wants it all neat and tidy and nice.
So what does Eddie expect when he arrives on board?
Clean boat. This will be Eddie now.
Hello, Eddie. Okay, I'll see you down on the port where I've dropped you off before, yeah? In Santa Margarita. I'll see you there. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
For the next 2 days, Eddie will be spending some quality time with a special girl in his life.
Can you see it? Yeah.
It's his 3-year-old daughter, Zoe.
Simon's not too well then, eh?
And a big hug as well.
Grazie.
Big hug.
Big hug. There we go.
Zoe's mother, Maria, has brought her over from Macau. It's a rare chance for them all to be together.
There we go. Now we just put the batteries in.
Oh, we keep it.
Are you all excited?
Oh. A big hug. Give a kiss too.
I think Maria's done a fantastic job. Fantastic.
You cheeky monkey.
I don't know any other kids, but she seems to be very happy all the time. She normally is very shy around me. Whether it's because she's getting older or whether she's seen me more, I don't know. You know, she used to always just hide whenever I came in the house. Morning, Zoe. Are you going swimming? Right, in you come now. Come on. In you come. Jump.
That's it.
There we go. There we go.
Eddie and Maria first got together 9 years ago while Eddie was racing in Japan.
I mean, he was different from other boys that I met, and he always made me laugh, and that's what I like about him. And I remember saying to him, "You're very conceited," and then he called me up one day and said, "Oh, guess what? There's another girl said that I'm conceited. I guess you're right then."
To be honest, I don't really remember that much from way back then. I think my head's been banging around in a racing car for too many years. I remember sending her an umbrella because she said she didn't want to come to England because the weather was too bad.
And when Zoe was born, I guess for everybody, it was a bit difficult because none of us actually knew how it's going to be like. You know, he knew he couldn't be there for Zoe or even for me. But I thought, well, I'm old enough to deal with it. So, you know, it was my decision, really. I know he tried to really, you know, make things work. But as I said before, nobody's perfect.
I make sure that they don't want for anything, and Maria's got the time, so she makes sure she doesn't want for anything emotionally. So, and we don't argue.
I think she's got a lot of respect for Maria because she's someone who used to bite back. She wouldn't just go, "Okay, Eddie, I'm sorry." She'd just walk off and leave and say, "You're being an idiot. I don't want to know you."
In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no things.
Every time she sees him on TV, she will go say, "There's my daddy. Eddie Irvine's my daddy," you know. She's really proud of him.
She's good fun, I have to say. She's really good fun. I don't know whether I could be there all the time the way Maria is, because it's so demanding. You know, kids are very, very demanding, and I'm still a kid, so two demanding people don't go good together, you know.
Why don't you take a job?
Eddie returns to his flat in Milan to prepare for the European Grand Prix, only a week away. Then an extraordinary letter arrives in the post addressed to Eddie's manager, Enrico. A psychotic fan is offering to sabotage Mika Häkkinen's car at the race.
My idea is that I shoot with a small bullet in the tyre from Mercedes. The tyre burst and tear to pieces. Nobody can prove the shoot. Häkkinen don't finish the race. When you be interested, you call me back. Thanks so much. name to be withheld.
Qualifying day at the European Grand Prix. Eddie and Mika Häkkinen are tied for the championship lead on 60 points each with 3 races to go. It's a tense session. With just minutes to go, the grid is still wide open. But Eddie makes a rare mistake on his final run and qualifies way down in 9th.
I could have been on pole. On the hard tyres, it would have been like having won the race. The race would have been finished, you know, because everyone's going to struggle for the first 10, 15 laps on these soft tyres. So it was just the chance to really put the pressure on them. Saying that, ain't necessarily so that it's still not the time to put the pressure on them, because the soft tyre just chews up for the first 10, 15 laps.
What a shame, wasn't it? Because you're flying on that tyre. You're flying on that tyre.
I know. Could have been on pole with the bloody hard tyre.
Can you believe it? Why did you back off?
Because I didn't want to run into the back of Panis on my last lap. I knew the last lap was going to be the quickest. I was 3.5 tenths quicker through the first corner. You know, that could have won the championship today. That's how simple it's. That's how close it comes down to. We would have been kings today, and now we're tossers.
Ultimately, he made a mistake, so that's his fault. So today he will be blamed and murdered by the press tomorrow, and you know, it's his fault. Which is, you know, if he wins, it's his merit. If he loses, it's his fault.
We paid a little bit of a penalty today, but I think tomorrow we'll hopefully reap the rewards of our conservative approach today.
How many chances do you really think to have to win the race?
Verdano domani.
But it's so difficult to overtake now.
Verdano domani. Oh, we see tomorrow.
But it's too easy to say it's only bad luck or not.
He has nothing to prove anymore, and for him the points are important. So whatever I do, we get him in front of me in the race anyway. So to get points for him, because he has to win the championship, and for me it's not important beating Eddie. It's more important for me is to learn everything from these guys and take all the information to Sauber next year.
It's the morning of the race, and Eddie has a splitting headache. He's been kept awake all night.
Morning, Eddie.
Morning. What's the story?
Is it okay?
Flick.
Oh, yeah.
And then engines going all night, and 6 o'clock this morning. I hate noise. I hate noise. It does my head in.
Eddie will be starting from 9th on the grid. It will prove to be one of the most unforgettable races of his career.
Come on, go this time. Yes, nice one, Fredson. David Coulthard has got Mika Häkkinen coming up alongside him, and Eddie Irvine scrambles past Olivier Panis. Irvine and the Ferrari are on their way. He's up into 6th position in the points. And Eddie Irvine having another look at Fisichella and falling.
And Fisichella running wide. Irvine surely must get him this time.
Yes.
Oh, lucky they didn't touch. So
now he's going to be like a cork out of a bottle. Burst free. Go for it, Eddie Irvine. Pull away from Fisichella and close the gap between yourself and Ralf Schumacher, which is 7 seconds.
Suddenly, there's a downpour.
you can't believe how difficult this is. This is the most challenging moment for any Grand Prix driver.
The McLaren team decide to bring Häkkinen into the pits very early. It's a mistake. The rain was not bad enough for him to take any advantage from the wet tyres, and he drops right down the field.
Or is it in fact Salo first? They're going to put wets on Salo, or is it in fact dries? It's what's coming out of the blanket. I'm just looking.
We made a lot of right decisions that turned out to be wrong.
See what happens. Ross Brawn is keeping Irvine out, and the rain is in fact stopped now.
There is Mika Salo. What an enormously long stop.
Salo came in whenever I was meant to come in. My mechanics had my tyres there. They had to put them away, get his tyres, put his tyres on. He went. And then when one of my guys went to get my rear tyre, someone had picked it up, put it back on his blanket and put it back on the shelf.
It is a set of slicks, absolutely extraordinary. When Salo came in a moment ago, they had both slicks and dries ready for him.
Right rear.
They're not ready on the left rear. There's no tyre. Right rear, I beg your pardon, there's no tyre here.
I've never seen anything like it. There's no tyre to put on.
Oh, I thought we had one when the race started, he's saying. Well, this is ludicrous. This is
now
blown
they're going to have a committee meeting about it. Stick it on and send him out.
Well, this has blown it for Irvine, blown it for Ferrari. I don't know what's happened, but there was a major misorganisation problem there.
No one's owned up to that, but that was effectively what happened. That guy was the guy in the wrong, not the mechanic that obviously threw the tyre away.
Still don't think he's close enough to have a stab at Irvine.
Hakkinen puts in a lacklustre performance after his pit stop, but waits behind Eddie for a chance to snatch a point off his rival. Then it comes as Eddie hits the brakes and locks up.
There's the Ferrari over the chicane. Hakkinen takes the place. Hakkinen takes what will be 6th place as they go over the line.
Clear of Irvine, Hakkinen makes up another place to take 5th and a 2-point lead in the championship. There are just 2 rounds remaining.
What a good opportunity lost. Oh well. I suppose like anything, it could be worse, could be worse.
But Eddie is furious.
Jesus, should have heard them on the radio. They just panic.
I panic. Jesus Christ. I'm driving around 10 seconds off the pace going, I need to come in for wets, I need to come in for wets. No, we're looking at Hakkinen. Hakkinen's nowhere. Forget about Hakkinen, there's points to be had. We did everything wrong. Absolutely everything wrong. All weekend. Looking, you might, if you did it again, in hindsight it's easy looking back, but if you did it again, the only thing I think we would have done different is the pit stops. They were not the best.
Could you actually see what was happening in the pit stop?
Oh, I'm looking in the mirror and I see there's no rear wheel, and I see them running around looking for it. So you can't blame the team. It's just one of them things. Sometimes it works out for you, and other times it doesn't.
Cannot always wish that it happens to McLaren. It happened to Ferrari. Eddie made a mistake. Then he was unlucky because of traffic. So what can you say?
The problem of Formula One is we have one group of mechanics servicing 2 cars in these conditions. It's not fair, and it's not fair, and it's cost me dearly now twice this year.
The victory has gone to Stuart Ford, Eddie's future employer.
It's fantastic for Stuart. It moves them up the pit lane, I hope. From this point of view, it's fantastic, but I'm not thinking next year. I have the World Championship to win, and I'm concentrating on that.
Is that still possible, though?
For sure, it's 2 points. It's nothing.
How do you feel about the last 2 races?
I think we've got a fair crack. It can go either way. Hakkinen's 2 points ahead, but he hasn't done really well the last couple of races. We have missed opportunities to close that gap on him. But we screwed up. When they screwed up, we screwed up as well. So, but we're still left with a chance to vindicate ourselves. I think someone up there is trying to give us the championship, but he wants us to do a little bit,
And if he has a chance to go to Suzuka, having to win the race, to win the title, I promise you there's nothing surer in this world than Irvine winning that race. It's beyond doubt. He is a resilient, tough competitor, and when the chips are down, he always performs.
So it would be the year to do it, and everyone's been thinking Michael's been going to do it for the last 3 years and he's failed. So it would be a nice end, wouldn't it? It'd be a wonderful story, and Formula One's always full of wonderful stories. Let's just hope this one comes true.
2 days before the Malaysian Grand Prix, Michael Schumacher announces that he will be coming back to help Eddie win at Sepang.
It was very clear after what happened to me in Silverstone, if I come back, that is my job. And it is not more than fair, because 3.5 years Eddie played that role for me, and sometimes he didn't like it, for sure. And now I do the same for him. I can't say that I particularly like it, but it's what you put as a target, what you know you have to do, and therefore you don't struggle to do it.
Right, so Michael Schumacher on the right of your picture, Eddie Irvine is on the left.
The turnaround is instant. The combined minds of Eddie and Michael put Ferrari back to the front of the grid. It's a dominant performance.
Go in Malaysia, and it's a good start by Michael Schumacher, who moves across the track. Eddie Irvine holds his second position, and Hakkinen...
Schumacher is almost a second ahead of his teammate, but Eddie knows the German will have to defer to him in the race. And that's exactly what happens. On lap 3, Michael allows Eddie through and takes up a defensive stance against the McLarens.
Coulthard touch Schumacher. Can Hakkinen get through?
But Coulthard finds a way past the German.
Coulthard damage either his or Schumacher's car.
His challenge is short-lived. Once again, Eddie is free from pressure as his wingman continues to keep Hakkinen at bay.
Schumacher backing off now to play the team game. And does he have some kind of problem already? Because he really is off the pace.
Eddie Irvine can almost smell this World Championship, guys. Again, he's putting scrub tyres on too. They're obviously working better.
Eddie briefly drops down the field when he makes his second stop. But once again, Schumacher hands over the race lead and Eddie heads his teammate home for a historic 1-2.
The lead.
Ferrari 1-2. Eddie Irvine wins the first Malaysian Grand Prix. Michael Schumacher is second. Maximum points for Ferrari.
The celebrations are short-lived. Post-race scrutineering checks reveal a technical irregularity on the Ferraris. There's a 10mm discrepancy in the size of the turning vanes. The cars are deemed illegal, and the drivers and the team are sensationally stripped of their points. Ferrari appeal. It's front-page news around the world.
Oxygen is open.
Well, we're just taxiing down the runway. Got a message on my phone saying we'd been disqualified. But still didn't really sink in. I really didn't think. I just thought there's no way any governing body is really going to let the World Championship be decided on something so trivial, something so unimportant. There's no performance gain. There's no advantage we had from it. It was just a small manufacturing error, and to be honest, every car in that pit lane is probably illegal in one way or another. Whether they probably don't gain an advantage. Maybe in some cases they do gain an advantage, but it's just interpretation of rules. It's just oversight. A lot of it's oversight. I know things that are legal on other people's cars that it's no big deal, but they don't realise it's illegal.
1 week later, the disqualification is overturned. Both Ferrari drivers and the team have their points reinstated.
We've been totally absolved of any wrongdoing, and fantastic for Todd, Braun, Ross, everyone.
Has this incident affected your focus on this final race?
No, I don't think it's affected my focus. It would have been very difficult with Suzuka, having had the championship stolen from you by scrutineers in Malaysia. But going there now, it's I have a week to prepare. I have a nice night tonight, and then really just sort of mellow down for the weekend.
The Japanese Grand Prix is coming right up, and so is my heart. It's in my mouth. It's beating like a trip hammer. I have never, ever known tension like this. Third light, fourth light, fifth light. Action! And Michael Schumacher darts across, but Mika Häkkinen gets ahead of him. Yes. Mika Häkkinen a marvellous start, and he's streaking away already. This is exactly what the Finn wanted. And there is Eddie Irvine. There is Coulthard with Frenson behind him.
This stop could decide the Formula One World Championship of 1999. It's up to you guys. You time it.
Well, can't do that. We'll just have to rely on the counter on the pit lane. And that's mighty close. There is Coulthard.
That is so close. Yes, he's done it.
David gets past Eddie Irvine, and that may well have settled things for the Irishman. Brilliant bit of tactical thinking by the McLaren team, and he's going to be a mighty difficult man to pass.
Oh, it's Coulthard's off. Coulthard has gone off.
And lost the nose wing of the McLaren. So it all depends on Michael Schumacher, and I don't think he can do it. Because here is the flying Finn. Mika Häkkinen wins the Japanese Grand Prix of 1999. If he rolls out of the chicane very slowly indeed, making absolutely sure, and takes the checkered flag. Mika Häkkinen wins in Japan. He is world champion.
Yes,
there's Irvine.
Irvine over the line. He's going to be feeling pretty sad, pretty sick about that. If you're wondering why.
My stuff's already in the room?
Upstairs.
Fantastic.
Is it for one night?
Yep.
Signature.
He's tried it, but Mika was just too good for on the day. Nothing he could really do. All weekend, struggled a little bit with the car. Did everything he had to do in the race. You know what I mean? He knew he had to come home fourth. He came home third. He did his race. He did everything right. Michael didn't win. He was supposed to win. He was the one flying. We relied on him, but you can't rely on your teammate to win the championship for you. So I guess he's done a great job all year, great year. But
How is it
didn't win.
feeling? So, quite a day.
Yeah, it was a good race in a way, a bit boring I think, but it was a fair enough result, you know. Häkkinen drew well, deserved it, got it, you know.
How do you feel about it all? You probably had to be very positive with everyone around asking you how you feel. So.
End of the day, he had to win the race. He won the race. He deserved it, you know. I needed Michael to beat him because I couldn't beat him. Them two were just in a different league today. I just needed to try and get up, you know, finish higher than fourth and hope Michael beat him. But you know, Michael didn't get a good start. Häkkinen got the start, which is good. Under pressure to get the start's important. And then just drove away basically. You look back at all the missed opportunities, you know, the race, like, you know, the races where we could have done a bit better, you know, Nürburgring, Magny-Cours, Silverstone, Budapest, you know, there's loads of races we could have done better. They could say the same, with even double the effect, but, you know, they could afford, they had such a quick car, they could afford to screw up, you know, really after Michael had his accident, you know, I said we can't afford to make any mistakes, and if we don't make any mistakes, we can win it. We made a few mistakes. I made a few. The team made a few, and you know, basically it cost us the championship. 1 point. That's all it was. It's just 1 point.
So what are you most looking forward to now?
Gonna go back to Macau to see Zoe. Someone asked the other day, "Where's your daddy?" And she goes, "Oh, he's coming back to see me." And they said, "Oh, when's he coming?" Don't know. Was the response. So I go back and keep her happy for a few days.
Was Anouk with you today?
No. Anouk's gone back to Holland. She's got to work in New York next week. So
How are things going with the Nick?
Well, I haven't seen her since, can't remember, but everything's fine. I'll see her. I'm either going to meet her in LA or meet her in Dublin, or we're just organising to meet up shortly. My wallet, I was wondering where that was. I'll see her next week or so.
Would you not have liked to have been there today for this special day?
I didn't need any distractions, you know. I just wanted to be left all alone. You know, I didn't even speak to my parents all weekend. Didn't really speak to Enrico much either.
We actually agreed not to speak about work until tomorrow morning. So I think he's gonna feel a bit sore tomorrow. Maybe now he just wants to eat, drink, and enjoy himself. That's what he wants to do.
Let's go.
Okay.
If you end up never winning the World Championship, do you think you'll have regrets?
Well, for sure. You know, never winning the World Championship must be a massive, you know, cross for any driver to bear, especially when you get so close, when it's only 1 point. For 10 points you say, hey, well, you know, but 1 point. Well, McLaren, you know, at the end of the day, to beat Michael in this equal equipment is not possible. To beat him in a better car is possible. And that's what Häkkönen's done, that's what Hill's done, that's what Villeneuve's done. That's what I've got to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Eddie Irvine, age 60, what do you see?
Will he get that far?
He'd probably look a bit like Hugh Hefner, with about 12 dolly birds in tow around a swimming pool somewhere in Miami.
Probably a little bit fatter, a lot less hair. Probably maybe thinking about whatever the latest product, you know, Viagra-based product is, to give him a little bit of a sort of artificial lift, because I'm sure that maybe nature's lift mightn't be quite adequate for the ambitions and the aspirations that he still holds.
If he's got some young popsy on his arm, you know, who's 40 years his junior, if he's told her that he was Formula One world champion for 10 years running, he won't want to bring her into the paddock where she'll find out he was a lying bastard, he said.
More wrinkles, more grey hairs. Well, fewer hairs that are more grey. Don't know whether I'll still have a boat. Probably I'll have travelled enough by then. But living on a farm with motorbikes probably still, and you know, a little vegetable patch. I quite fancy growing vegetables. I quite like the idea of being self-sustaining with a windmill. You know, I quite like the idea of that. That would be satisfying to be able to be totally self-sufficient.
Will you be alone, growing vegetables?
I don't know, you boys will probably need a job, so I'll let you dig the vegetables if you want, you know, for, you know, bed and breakfast or whatever. Who knows?
Today, children, we're going to count to 8.